All right, in this video, we are going to be talking about the scanner bug. So if you are using the scanner class to get user input, then you need to be aware of the scanner bug. It's a bug that if you're not aware of it, might be difficult to find out, especially if you are new to programming. So the scanner bug, the cause of it is when you read a string, right? You get input user input that's a string directly after you the getting input from the user that's numeric. So either using next int or next double. Okay, so that's going to cause some issues. All right, so let's take a look at the scanner bug in action. All right, so just quickly running through this program, you can see that I ask, starting in the main method, right? I am using scanner, right? I've got my import, I've got my scanner object set up. I ask the user to enter a whole number, okay? And so then the user types in a whole number, right? And that's stored in this variable number. So there's no problem here, right? Next up, then I ask the user to enter their name, right? And so then I use the next line method of the scanner object to get their name. So that's going to cause an issue, right? Right here on line 31. That's the problem. The problem is that directly after asking the user to enter an int or a double using next int or next double, then I ask the user to enter some words, and I use the next line method. Okay, so just to see what happens when you do that, compile it, run it. All right, so I'm going to enter a whole number, 35, and I am going to press the enter key. And what you're going to see when I do this, I'm just going to press it once. You're going to see that it is not going to allow me to enter my name. It's going to skip all this stuff, right? It's going to display enter your name, but it's going to completely bypass, or looks like it bypasses, line 31, and you're going to see it's going to print this stuff out. So you see how the program is holding up, waiting for me to enter a number, right? It should do the same thing here on line 31, but you're going to see that it's not going to let me. All right, so here we go. All right, so I pressed enter only one time, right? And it just kind of zoomed past this. It didn't allow me to enter my name in here, okay? And that's a problem. So this is a logic error, right? The program compiled just fine. It didn't crash, but it did not work the way it was intended to do. It should have let me type my name in here, and it did not, okay? So that is the scanner bug. That's what it looks like, right? You get this strange behavior here. All right, so let's take a look at the cause of the scanner bug. I mentioned it before in the previous video, the video on scanner. All right, I'm going to run this in Canvas so you can see exactly what's going on, exactly what the problem is. That's under build, right, to run in Canvas, or Control-Shift-R when you do that. Okay, so press the down arrow to start running. All right, so here's my scanner object. Looks like that. I get the prompt, enter a whole number. All right, and I am going to type in a number now. So I'm going to type in 34 and hit enter. All right. So now the issue, right, is already present right here. You can see that I typed in 34 and I pressed enter, which generated this /r/n. Okay. And you can see the position moved past the 34 because it took the 3 and the 4 and put that as the number 34 in the variable number. And we can see it here, but it did not take the /r and the /n from the enter key press. Okay, and that's what causes the scanner bug. All right, when you use next int or next double, this is still in this pipe basically. And so now when I press, when I keep going here, I say enter your name. And then when we get to line 31 on next line, it sees that enter key press still in there, and it will take that enter key press as what I entered, what the user entered. So it'll just take this and not wait for the user to type in some characters here. And so you're going to see it. I hit the down arrow, displays the prompt, right? That enter key press is still in there. So now this line, instead of waiting for me to type some stuff in, it sees that enter key press that's still in there that didn't get taken out, right? And then it's going to take that, right, as the input for next line, and then it's going to print that out. Okay, so that's why I get nothing for the name. That's why it doesn't wait for me to press, type something in and press enter, because it sees that enter key press in there and it thinks, oh, the user already typed something in, well, I'm going to take that out. So it doesn't wait for me to do that. Okay, so that's the issue. So the way we fix it, right, is all we need to do is after you do next int, right, you just have to be aware that that enter key press is still in there. And so what you would do is just issue another in.nextLine. So that in.nextLine will actually take that enter key press out of the scanner object and move the position. So let's run through that and see how it goes. I guess we have to compile this. All right, and then Control-Shift-R. All right, and start running through this. So there's their scanner object, enter a whole number, type in a whole number. So type in 34, press enter. All right, you can see that's the setup, right? We have this 34 got taken out, right, and put in the variable number. We can see it there. The enter key press at this point is still there, okay? So now what I'm going to do is just enter in.nextLine. You may wonder, well, look, every time you used next int or next double or next line, you saved that value in a variable, but you're not doing that here. Why is that? Well, I don't care about this enter key press. I just know it's left over in there. So basically this is just cleaning out this pipe, making this position go past the enter key press over here. And there's no need to save it. It doesn't contain any information, right? I'm just doing this to prevent the scanner bug from happening. So there's no need to save it in a variable or do anything else. You're going to see when I click the down arrow next, right, it's going to zoom past here to that position. So now this position is past that enter key press. Now, right, when I click the down arrow, it actually waits for me to type in my name. All right, and so then I actually get the correct behavior from the program, okay? All right, let's run through it at regular speed, and you can see it's working correctly. So I press 34, and then it waits for me to type in my name, whereas before it was not doing that, okay? So that's the scanner bug. Remember, it occurs when you use next int or next double, and then after that you use next line, okay? And the solution is for that is to just do in.nextLine, whatever you call your scanner object. That cleans out that enter key press and prevents this from happening, okay? All right, so again, that's important because this is a logic error, one that's kind of hard to figure out if you've never seen this before.